Go on.
Yeah, bro. Found this All Hail the Yeti CD.
All Hail the Yeti. Let me check that out. Jeez. 21 minutes.
Yeah!
What's up, everybody? My name's Joey.
This is the Big W.
It means Willie. And today, we two are going to be reviewing the new All Hail the Yeti self-titled LP. So, Willie's got a CD copy of it here. Willie, why don't you tell us some basic information about the album?
Alright, well, All Hail the Yeti self-titled has 11 tracks with very interesting titles. Started probably in 2010, 2011 by four men named, don't quote me on this, Connor Garrity, Nicholas Diltz, Skylar Fagel, and Craw Niquent. Strange names, I think they're Canadian.
And if you just stick around, we're going to give you our opinions on this.
It's time for Joey and Willie's music review. This week, All Hail the Yeti. Music by Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com.
Okay, so, Willie, this album starts with track numero uno.
Most good.
Yeah, it follows that bad...
Indie companies that started number 17.
Okay, Deep Creek.
Yes.
Track number one.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, it shocked me a bit.
It shocked you. What do you mean by that?
I was not expecting the entire band to have some vocals on this.
Yeah, they, whether it's lead vocals or back vocals, each member really contributes to this one.
Throughout the album, on every song, there's at least two of them doing some sort of vocals. And it actually holds the album together really well. It's pretty good. Pretty good thing.
Side note,
Yeah.
a lot of forestry references, emotions.
A lot of forest or woodland areas concerned in this. There's at least 6 tracks with mentions of a forest or tree-like area.
Yeah.
It's strange.
This
We're not sure what
album
to
is
make of it.
eco-friendly.
Yeah.
So,
very green.
track number one,
Not
Deep
what that
Creek.
means.
To start the album off, it really grabs you.
It gets you. It does.
Like,
It's like a kick to the face. It's very energetic. It's pumped up and
powerful vocals, heavy riffs.
great riffs. And these are actually some of my favorite vocals that I've heard in a while. Really high up there on the charts.
Yeah.
I'm being
You
honest
know what?
with
The
that.
drums are pretty good on this.
I thought we missed out.
On this one?
Yeah.
I liked them.
Mainly because, let me explain. In most songs, whenever there's a lull in the vocals, either the guitars or the drums will take over and do a little fill or a little variation. Not with this song. For some reason, the guitars and the drums keep the same riff and drum beat through the lulls.
The thing I feel about this is how I feel with some songs. Like, granted, I am a percussionist, and I love percussion. I love to see drums stand out.
Same.
But I do believe that there are some songs where the drums are perfectly fine just holding the song together, not really... Because, I mean, on this song, I think it's more of a chance for the vocals to shine.
But whenever there's a lull
I really
in the
think
vocals,
this takes the place of the backbone.
when there's a lull, whenever there's no vocals, like the singer's like catching his breath or something,
Well, when
it
the
sounds
singer's-
like he's trying to showcase the guitars or
when-
drums, but they don't showcase
No,
it.
when he's not singing, they're showcasing the awesome guitar work on this song.
But see, it was good guitar work. They could have made it awesome if they put some fills in it. I mean, I would have been happy if the guitars or drums had done anything, but they didn't.
I would have liked some more fills too, but I don't think it's a huge flaw.
Yeah, but just 20 seconds at a time where it's just the same beat over and over again, it gets repetitive, and I don't want to listen to it as much.
You heard it here, folks.
Really great
Willie's
vocals,
opinion,
just
in my opinion,
just not
they
enough
differ sometimes.
to get me to listen to it.
But no, I found myself headbanging a lot during this.
was
I enjoyed it. So, Willie, what would you rate this out of 10?
Well, we go out of 10. 1 being absolutely terrible, want to listen to it again, and 10 being absolutely perfect, listen to it every day. I gave this an 8, simply because I would love to see more drums, and I wouldn't listen to this every day. I don't feel like I would put this near me a lot, unless I went through the album again, and that's the only time I would listen to it, really.
I gave this an 8 also, but for the reason that I enjoyed it from beginning to end. There wasn't a time that it didn't have my interest. This is something I would have on my iPod and have it on my shuffle regularly, as is a lot of the songs on this CD, as you'll come to find out. I really enjoyed it. Some great instrumentation, backing some powerful vocals that really stand out. That which is kind of a mood for this CD. It's a lot of the vocals on this CD.
A lot of
really
deep
stand out.
Imagery and context in the lyrics. If you listen closely and decipher the lyrics through the screams, you'll find a lot of good stuff in here. Good track. Need more fills.
Okay. When the Sky Falls, track number 2. I really was not feeling this all that well.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, it makes sense not to put this thing as a beginning or ending to the album, because it shows.
I felt it was decent. Like, it felt like this would have been a single to me. Like, it didn't feel like it fit with
It
the
wouldn't be
album.
the first single. It wouldn't be something you would put out and convince people to buy your album. It'd be like, if they did it, it'd be like a third single, where they're like, and this is something else on the album.
Yeah. It's got a big pet peeve of mine. It's got, wouldn't say spoken vocals, because I'm fine with spoken vocals, but these are spoken vocals that are, I feel like they're being forced on me, and it doesn't sound good to me at all. It doesn't mesh with the instrumentation, which, by the way, I enjoy the instrumentation. I just do not feel that the vocals at the beginning, not the whole song, because he does sing, but at the beginning in the first verses, it's like it seems whiny to me. I don't know what it is. It's just
I
a pet
understand
peeve
what you
of
say
mine.
by whiny, because I pictured it, ladies and gentlemen, as a breakup song, a death metal breakup song, because throughout it could be a breakup song, but Joey pointed this out later,
Yeah,
that it could have been an obsession
Yeah,
song.
I think it's more of a, like, there's this person, and I have to have them.
It's not like I have them and I'm never letting
And
them
if
go.
not,
It's more like I
the
need to
whole
get them.
world is gonna crumble.
Yeah.
So something to that effect. That's
Yeah,
what I got out
That's
of it.
a pretty good guess at what it means.
I really did enjoy the vocals, like, on this, like, the actual vocals.
The vocals on this were metalcore.
Like, the lyrics, I mean. I like the lyrics.
The vocals themselves were metalcore, which means they switched from growls to clean. Really fluidly, it felt good vocals. It's just the talking messed it up for me a lot.
The instrumentation, it was a sort of a slow but methodical sort of approach. And it worked, but not... The whole song just felt like it was missing something to me.
The guitars to me sounded
Or
like they were
maybe-
having fun. Which throughout the album, the guitars, everyone sounds like they're having fun making these songs. And I was able to appreciate the drums, unlike in the last song, because this is the song that I felt didn't need a lot of fills.
Yeah. Mr. Doesn't need pills.
I
No,
finally admit.
I just feel like there was something missing. Maybe, in my opinion, there's something that should have been taken out. The spoken lyrics, I didn't fit. But, I mean, you know, that's just my opinion.
You know, take away some pepper, add some more salt. It's just something that'll make the entire product taste better. So out of 10, what'd you rank it?
I gave it a 7.
Same here. Because
It's not something I would listen to every day.
but it's just our taste. I mean, some people will probably hear it and say this is the greatest track on the album, and others will probably say, meh, I agree with them.
It's one of my lesser favorite ones.
Yeah, it's not my least, but it's close.
Alright, Willie, tell us about track number 3.
Track number Trace. Suicide Woods. It's a very confusing song because there's mentions of suicide, but the lyrics that I was able to find were kind of confusing, and we even watched the music video, and that really didn't help us, so it must be a combination of the two.
Yeah, the lyrics, I really enjoyed the lyrics because it requires you to delve into it a bit more. It's not like you're listening to just some radio hit that you heard in the top 40 charts where you can sing about being a firework or something. It's more of a, it's like reading poetry or just a piece of literature, which it is a piece of literature.
Well,
but it's
since
like
this thing mentioned suicide, I think this analogy won't be that bad. It's like reading the diary of someone who had committed suicide.
Well, the thing about this is, I can't tell if he's talking about someone he knows committed suicide
Or himself.
just suicide in general. I don't know if the woods refer to people or if
we
it's
might
just
be
in
digging
the
it.
woods.
There's
We may
just-
be close, we may be completely far, but that's what I liked about this is everyone could have their own perception of it.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the lyrics on this, as well as everything else. I thought the lyrics were in your face, as I already said that. The riffage, it got your attention and it didn't let go. And the drums, it was like it was pounding in your chest. I really don't have any complaints about this.
For me, in the very beginning of the song, I felt like they put me in a bar, like a dive bar where heavy metal bands performed. It felt like that was a good place for this song, a dive bar. Creativity from the drums, finally, after 2 tracks. You get to hear minor fills in there. Some fast double bass and addition of toms. It's getting me more interested. Vocals are good. Reminded me a lot of some Lamb of God, maybe earlier Lamb of God, and the lyric structure was very good. It was if they actually put the lyrics in the frickin' booklet in the album, which they don't, and read
I like
them.
the booklet, though. There's a really neat story in there.
If you get the CD, look at the booklet, and it's pretty cool. But if I was able to look at how they wrote out the lyrics, I would probably appreciate it more. But from what I could hear, I don't know if I was missing some or losing or adding some that I might have heard on my own. But all in all,
we were talking about drum fills. There's a really good drum solo, like a short one towards the end. It's pretty good. It really helps the song finish strong.
Yeah, it was a pretty good song.
I gave it a 10 out of 10. I can't find a thing to complain about.
I did not give it a 10 out of 10. I gave it an 8 out of 10, simply for the fact that the lyrics weren't hitting me really hard. But, I don't know. And it was a very confusing song to begin with. I had to look up a music video and really listen to the lyrics, and I still couldn't get it. But another good thing was that it was both a fist-pumping song, which means you could do this to it, or a headbanging song, which is this, which is
good for a live environment.
and it's usually one or the other with bands. So it was a.
Regardless, we both enjoyed it.
I gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
10 out of 10 here.
Pretty good track. All right, track number 5. The reason we're skipping number 4 is that it's actually an introduction to track number 5.
Quick note about that: we're not going to rate track number 4, which is, by the way, "The Weak and Wounded," a prelude to Front Flames. We're not going to rate it out of 10, simply because it is sort of a filler yet, but it fits with 5. That's why I'm still counting it. We're just going to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah.
We're not going to count it towards the
That's
final
what we're going to
grade.
do with fillers. I gave it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up here.
See, we both thought it was a good filler because it really is. It's pretty creepy. It's pretty powerful. It leads you in. You're wondering what the song is going to be about by the end of the prelude.
It's a background story to what goes on in the next track.
Yeah, it sends you into the next song.
I think Willie's
wondering.
pretty excited to talk about the next one.
I really love
Willie,
this
tell
song.
us a little bit about After the Great Fire.
After the Great Fire. First of all, great title. That is it feels like a movie, like an apocalyptic movie. But anyway, lots of fills immediately. The drum is keeping the beat, but also adding a bunch of fun stuff. It sounded like he had a great time playing this. Great chorus. Loved the chorus. It was very melodic. The lyrics themselves were very powerful, good imagery. It went between the styles of doom metal and metalcore, which is fast, which is slow in doom, and fast in metalcore, and it didn't sound like it.
And it was
from
smooth transitions, too.
Yeah.
It didn't feel awkward.
Like if you listened to doom and then went to metalcore, it would sound messed up. But these guys made it sound pretty good. It sounded awesome to me. Also, during the singing in the beginning of the song, they actually have children's voices, like a children's
Oh,
choir.
and it sounds so good. It's creepy, it's atmospheric, but it sounds... Yeah, it's like you're a part of something when you're listening to it, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like you could.
It sets a scene.
Good imagery. That's
It
what
feels
I'm gonna
like listening to it feels like you're looking over the aftermath of something that had just happened.
say. And reach back to track number 2 whenever the talking didn't quite fit. With my opinion is it fit extremely well here because it did. It was an appropriate spot to put in the talking, and they still kept a lot of the instruments behind the talking.
Yeah? And it's just, I mean, the instrumentation's good behind it too. Like not just the message. I mean like the atmosphere of it.
It's a great story song. It's horrifying and sad, but also angry and.
I mean, like the instrumentation. There's a great piano in the intro. I love the piano in this. I love how they added another instrument like that.
Throughout the album, they added instruments that would not be considered metal, and made them metal.
But you also had your guitars, which had a great chugging riff. Because I am a sucker for chugging riffs. I love them. I mean, you'll have me hooked from beginning to end with a chugging riff. Like Warriors Call by Volbeat. Sorry if you don't like Volbeat, but I do. I mean, it's nice bass and drum tandem whenever the guitar is doing a solo. It really fits well, and they kind of complement each other, really.
I could not find a thing wrong with this song. It's
epic.
Arguably,
they're epic.
Yeah, it's my favorite song in the album. So I gave it a 10 out of 10.
My only gripe, which is a small one, is the spoken vocals at the beginning didn't feel right to me either. There was only a few of them, but it didn't feel that. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. That's what I did. But yeah, other than that, we really enjoyed it. You said you gave it a 10?
Yep. Perfect score.
Would you say it's your favorite on the album?
10
out of 10 is a good perfect, so I mean...
That just means I couldn't find anything wrong with it. Other songs might have had something wrong with it, but a great concept and better in some areas. So we'll leave that until the end of the album to decide.
Blood Guilt! I love saying it. Track number 6 is Blood Guilt. Great name, great metal song.
All one word, Blood Guilt. So
this is all in all just a fun song. It's got a great drum opener. The reason we always love to talk about drums is me and him are both percussionists, so naturally we would both listen to the drums as maybe it's just a little bit more than the other instruments.
Yeah, because as guitar players would do, they listen to the guitarist first and go, oh wow, those guitars are awesome. They don't really care about the drums. But us drums being in the background as natural, will appreciate the guitars, but also really
what
look
I love
forward to
about the CD
drums.
though is the guitars and stuff keep me interested too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
this drummer actually does showcase himself later in the album, which is really impressive. What he does is really cool. But anyway,
there's an awesome mix of clean vocals and the scream vocals. They mesh really well. Keep the song going great. It sounds like the guitarist is having a lot of fun. He does a couple high notes every so often. It just sounds cool. It's just a fun song.
It was a great thing. It had accents in it that sounded fun, just like he said, the high notes. It sounded like a very pumped song, like adrenaline-filled. The drums and the guitars were both fun and fast. They were...
if there's anything I could complain about with this, it's 2 minutes and 50 seconds long. Compared to all the other songs on this album, it is short.
It's the second shortest, not counting
It feels like they could have put so much more into this. It could have been longer.
They could have done it,
and
too.
It would have been maybe my favorite song on the CD if it would have been longer.
If you were to listen to the song, you'd complain about the length,
because it feels like you're just really getting into it, and then it's done.
One other thing I can say about this song is it would be a casual listener song. If you wanted someone to get interested in All Hail the Yeti, you would show them this song. It's really good, but they would want it to be longer too. It's not just anyone would want this song to be longer if they're a fan of metal.
Yeah. Making the world go round.
What'd you give it score-wise?
I gave this one an 8 out of 10. Solid track.
I gave
really
it
solid track, actually.
I gave it an 8.
Longer.
I gave it an 8.5 because I took less away for it to be longer, and also the casual listener aspect I think should have been put at the beginning of the album instead. Like that would get someone. They would see the name of the band, All Hail the Yeti, and then say, "Oh, I would like to hear this song." And then the first track would be Blood Guilt, and they're like, "Wow!" And then it'd be pretty cool. It would get more people interested. So 8.5, 8. That is the score, and Alex is a dead man.
And that's why you're out there and I'm in here. You're listening to Deep Fried Chicken Podcast. We'll be right back after this break.
Track number 7. It's called The Art of Mourning. Mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. Not mourning as in like, oh, it's morning. Anyway. Felt like that could get confusing.
Yeah.
Anywho, first thing I need to say is I brought up the group singing in the beginning of this, and it keeps it going. The group singing really comes into effect here. It makes it sound awesome. It makes it sound really good.
Even before that, I love the intro.
Yeah,
the little folk song at the beginning.
It starts with like a redneck in the middle of Virginia in the forest with a banjo.
Again with the forest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but man, there's a lot of
nature.
I didn't look too far into the lyrics on all these songs because, again, the booklet does not have the lyrics in. I could not find them online, and I can't tell everything he's saying. I can't help but wonder if this is a sort of a concept album. For those of you in the comments section that may be watching this, please do let me know.
If you're able to find the lyrics, post a link.
Or if you just already know, just say whatever the concept is. If it's a story about somebody or the woods, just please let me know. Anyway, I love the intro. It's very southerny. The whole song's kind of a southern feel to it. It's kind of like, if I had to pinpoint it, if you were to explain it to somebody, I would say a dash of Lynyrd Skynyrd and a bunch of Pantera.
Yeah, it's like if Pantera spent the month in Texas.
Well, around that area, the New Orleans, Louisiana, the southern.
Oh, okay. Well, alright. My bad. Anyway.
Kind of. Yes.
Another thing that makes this thing southern, or maybe old western is what we're going for. But anyway, they add a harmonica. Once again, not a metal instrument.
Sounds great, though.
And make it metal. They really do pull it off really well. The drums were really trying. They were a try-hard in this song. The foot pedals were working to overtime. He was banging away on the toms and the snare.
Very tribal, yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. It
Lots of tom
great.
work. There's, again, a good mix on the lyrics of screams and clean vocals.
It's really impressive how he's able to pull that off. Once again, I think it's the group
as the
dynamic.
band goes together, yeah, because they're all pitching in. So I mean, of course, it's the lead vocals, but the backup singers do a great job on this.
Oh
track.
yeah, you wouldn't expect like the drummer and the bassist to have great voices, but they do.
Because of that the chorus is so memorable. Because I've been at work sitting here singing this song to myself. Someone goes, "What the heck are you doing?" I don't tell them I'm listening to All Hail the Yeti because I look like a psycho.
Yeah, he works in a nursing home, so that would probably scare a couple other people there.
Anywho, it's a really good track. I know, it had a music video. It was a pretty good music video too. It's a westerny music video.
But the one thing I complained about was the growls, the deep vocals, really good. But I was not the biggest fan of the clean vocals. I felt like I could have took them or leave them with that. But their guitars were awesome.
It may have sounded better with them than it does without them.
But I haven't heard it without them, so it might be the one thing tying them together. Clearer lyrics. I could really understand what he was saying. I didn't have to really think about what he was saying.
Good, yeah.
And once again, the drum solo.
Yeah, pretty good drum solo. And it seems like from the 3-minute mark and on, fantastic. It just fantastic. It just gets so much more aggressive from then on out. And the outro again goes back to the
Southern Old West.
Western. And it ends great. It's a good song. It's something I have on my iPod already.
Starts funny, gets aggressive, ends funny. Great song. I gave it a 9.
And I gave it a 9 as well.
Simply because I didn't like the clean vocals a lot.
Yeah, that's how we feel about it. Okay, next track. I Am Wendy God. Willie, what'd you think of this?
This was my most hated track on the album.
And why is that?
It hit me completely wrong. It didn't hit my ears right. The drums sounded like they were their own track. The guitar sounded like they were their own track. The vocals sounded like they were their. It's like everyone went to a separate building, wrote their own part, went back to the original room, and just tried to cram it all together into a way that fit.
So you didn't like it?
I did not like this song.
I thought it was good. The intro is odd, but I think it makes a good atmosphere. Let me use that word a lot because this is a very scenic album. It provides a setting. Really, I guess it's a forest. Don't know what I'm doing in the forest. Anywho, great instrumenting at the beginning. There's some awesome drum fills, and the chorus has a very unique sound. And
once again, I'm not saying that the instrumentation is bad. I'm just saying that they could have made them mesh together better.
I do think it's not the best, but I liked it. There's more of those chugging riffs. I mean, I'm a sucker for that. Quit touching my hand! The lyrics are extremely solo on this track. I liked it. I gave it an 8.
6.5. Track number 9. Axe, Murder, Hollow. That's right, Axe, Murder, Hollow. Let you decide for yourself on that title. I think it's...
It's a unique title. Good title. I like it. I like these unique titles.
Like, if you look through the titles, that's one that you
stands out.
Pick out immediately and go, I want to listen to that
song.
song.
So, what'd you think of it?
Immediately, I thought of a war movie, believe it or not.
War movie. Like, what kind of war movie?
World War I, whenever they, like, hop out of the trench and they're all just running and dying, getting shot down by machine guns. It's a march or a charge. Lyrics were good. Drums were powerful. Guitars had a great riff. And there were no clean vocals, which I felt good, because the last 3 or 4 tracks did have clean vocals.
I like the vocals on this, too. But what really impressed me about this was the instrumentation. Because the beginning had this weird intro, but it went into this cool bass deal, and then right into, like, a Black Sabbath-esque riff.
And wasn't this the one with the 45 seconds of feedback?
Something like that. But, I mean... There was some great Black Sabbath-y guitars at the beginning, and then it went into something completely different. Like the bass and the drums were going in, and the singer going full-on bludgeoning metal, but the lead guitar was something out of just a regular hard rock song. But it worked.
These guys are putting weird things together that no one I have listened to before has done, and they're making it sound good.
Very unique project.
Like, these guys need more attention because they deserve it. Also, at the 3 minutes and 15 second mark, somewhere around there, give or take a couple seconds, an amazing drum solo kicks in.
Freaking good one.
Yeah,
one worth mentioning.
Yeah, he loses his mind on the foot pedals, and his arms don't quit either. And it's really fun to listen to, and I would love to see him actually do it.
And the guitars are
live.
just as fun because I mean, towards the end they start doing these little slight squeals, like a little harmonic, I guess. Okay. Yeah.
That was my imitation of the guitar. I'm not Van Canto over here.
If I had to Van Canto.
Listen to him.
If I had to complain anything about this, it'd be that the chorus felt bland to me.
See, now, I did not think of the chorus that bad. It was a decent chorus. The one thing that I really complained about was the 45 seconds of feedback. Just like someone held the guitar up to a microphone that was right next to a speaker, and it just sounded like static, and then 45 seconds in, a bass line kicks in. They could have shaved off 30 seconds of that and not had, trying to make it sound like Metallica while also not trying to sound like Metallica. And Joe's fuck up!
Okay. Anyway, I gave this an 8 out of 10. Another solid track. Just a few things here and there. They could have been better, but I mean, it was good enough for an 8 out of 10. I liked it.
I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really liked the song a lot, but it was just that feedback that kept it from being a 10 out of 10. If it had shaved those 30 seconds, it would have been 10 out of 10. Another great track for me.
You betcha. Track number 10.
Yeah!
Ruby Ridge, Every Knee Shall Bow.
Yeah.
A song that I think could have been better. Decent, but could have been a lot better. I mean, it starts out wonderful. It starts out with this just heart-pounding, fist-breaking, kicking, screaming, whatever, any other...
It's like throwing a machine gun into a library and then taking the machine gun away and sending really fat, lethargic children through the library.
And you're the librarian who did it.
Yeah, because you want that machine gun to stay, but you had to take it away because it ran out of ammo, I guess. And then you sent the fat little kids through your library. It was a very disappointing thing for me whenever that happened, because the first 30 seconds are just the drums and the guitarist losing their goddamn minds again. And losing their goddamn minds again. A goddamn mind.
What?
Goddamn mind.
What?
You dick.
What? What am I?
Dick.
I'm a what?
A dick.
A what?
Dick.
What?
Complete dick.
I'm a what?
A complete dick.
A complete what?
Dick.
What?
Utter dick.
Utter what?
Full dick.
For what?
You're just a dick.
I'm a what?
A dick.
What?
A dick.
What am I?
A dick.
What? Oh. Okay. No, I mean, it starts out really fast, and it transitions really well into this really slow, mean... Ew! God! What is wrong with you? Anyways.
Maybe pretty normal.
I gotta get to the song. It really goes well into the slower pace, into this mean riff, and it sounds like I'm listening to Corrosion of Conformity, which is not a bad thing. The only bad thing about this...
If you haven't listened to them, look them up.
You haven't listened to them.
So, if you like them, I usually like them. And if I like them, you usually like them.
But no, I mean, that's not a bad thing. The only thing that really bugs me is the song drags. And I think it drags pretty bad.
See, now, me and him both agree they should have kept that first tempo. Because it sounds...
Well, it's fine with going into the slower part, but I mean, add something to it.
Yeah, it sounded like everyone got tired. Like,
especially going into the next song. Hey, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll get to that in the next, whatever.
Anyway, I gave this 7.5 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. Because the vocals in here, the deep ones sound great, but the light ones sound awful whenever you put them right behind them. Because they act as like an echo effect. They're like lined up right with them, and they're running at the same speed. But if you took away the vocals, it would sound a lot better. It's like, find any heavy metal song with deep vocals like these, and then put like a really lazy, whiny, like mid-90s grunge band behind them, the vocalist, and then you get what you feel in here. I didn't really appreciate this song at all.
There you have it. Next! Alright.
7 out of 10.
Okay, let me get a drink. No!
No!
Okay, let's do this. Alright. And the last track, Judas Cradle. Willie, talk about it, because I don't want to.
Alright, everyone. If you were to look at this track, you would see that
21 minutes!
21 whole minutes.
That I will never get back.
Yeah, and you know how some bands have like a 17-minute song, and the first like 3 minutes are a song. Then you have to listen to the rest, and at the very end you get like a bonus
a hidden track.
Yeah.
That's what we thought this was.
We thought they were going to do something.
So we listened to it.
But after 6 minutes, which is
after
after all of the music,
5 minutes it's at,
yeah.
I would have been
if we
completely
would have had,
happy.
yeah, this 5 to 6 minutes,
I would have went on my merry way.
It was great. The 5 to 6 minutes where there was actual music, it was great. But another 15 to 16 minutes of forest noises, where it was just like a cricket, a frog,
and a keyboard.
And it sounded like a keyboard.
Someone typing.
And not even like really words. It was just like 3 types and then a click, and then it would stop and then do the exact same thing 15 seconds later. It was so freaking annoying. We thought we were going to get something out of it. Turns out we didn't. Don't listen to the entire track. If you have some editing software, cut it down to 6 minutes.
What sucks about this is the song itself was pretty good.
Oh,
it was pretty great riffage.
Dynamite.
It was, again, scenic and atmospheric. There's a very melodic backing vocals. I mean, piano.
The entire vocal set, the lyric structure, the lyrics themselves, the growls, the cleans, the backup vocals by the other members, all of them were really great, superb even. It was amazing. The drums had good transition between the fast and slow parts, which there were a few parts where they did make a big change of the speed. Fills, once again, they had plenty of fills in there, even in the slow parts and fast parts. They would keep the rhythm and lose their mind for 2 to 3 seconds. Guitars, fast and slow moments, all sounded really good. Chorus needs work. That's what I thought at the beginning of the song, around 2 minutes in. But by the 4.5 minute mark, I was really liking that chorus. It was really good. I don't think they need to change it anymore. It's a really solid chorus, too.
Yeah.
And then later in the song, they slow down completely and almost stop playing. And then a piano kicks in with guitars and slight drums behind it. And it goes much slower, but it also gives a completely different feel. I thought they had started a new song, like that was our bonus track. But it wasn't. It was the same song, still the same thing. And throughout this second part of the song, the guitars sounded great, and the drums didn't need speed, but they put speed in there, and it sounded amazing. So, I really love this song. It was, except for the 16 minutes of shit after it.
I gave it a 6 out of 10. Simply because of the 16 minutes I will never get back.
I think he's taking that too much. I gave it a 9 out of 10 because of these 16 minutes that I will never get back. That could have been masturbation time.
I don't understand that.
I'm sorry, I don't think that's enough, because it's just... whatever.
16 minutes is more than enough.
We could have chosen to skip at any time, but we thought, I think it was more or less our fault that we went through that.
Willie seems to think he has figured out the concept of this album, the whole story behind it. So, Willie, right after you, can you... would you please tell the 2 people watching this video what you think of it?
My entire idea of this album, everyone. Alright. I think it is about the experience of living with a girl or significant other who committed suicide. Now, Deep Creek, if you listen to some of the lyrics, it talks about how he would feel if she left, and that is continued in When the Sky Falls. The chorus is the sky will fall when you're gone. That is the chorus. And then Suicide Woods, according to the music video, is of a girl running through the woods and eventually kills herself. And I'm picturing that as his girlfriend. Alright, now, after the Great Fire, it leads me to believe that he was put in a mental institution, but he escaped through arson, but managed to kill everyone. And he felt guilty about her dying because he thought it was his fault. That's what the song Blood Guilt meant. Now, the art of mourning is him mourning her, feeling sorry for her death. I Am Wendy God, I'm not sure what that is supposed to be, because it has nothing to do with that. Wendy God is not even a real thing. It's just, we even Googled it, and it came out as only All Hail the Yeti stuff. It might be character. But Axe Murder Hollow, I believe, is him getting revenge on other people who hurt his girlfriend. And then Ruby Ridge is him giving up on life. And then Judas Cradle, I'm thinking, is he's falling back into the cradle that is hell. Him dying and committing suicide. And that's what I think. That's the concept of this album, in my opinion.
Okay, so now we've done the track-by-track review. Let's do a what we loved, what we hated. Willie, what did you love about this album, and what did you hate?
I really liked the vocals, not so much the clean ones. The deep ones never lost anything in my opinion. They were always good, they were always well put together. It didn't sound like he struggled with it at all, but the clean ones were hit and miss with me. They weren't hitting every possible area, and they even hit some wrong areas, so I didn't like the vocals too much. The guitars were actually very consistent in staying fun and energetic and not losing a bit. But the drums in the beginning of the album didn't show a lot. They didn't showcase the drummer's talent, but then he did showcase it, which makes me feel like he could have done more in the first 2 songs, first 3 or 4 actually. I love the possible concept of the album. Love the artwork of the album. I wish I could have seen lyrics for the motherfucking album. And I hate that I wasted 16 minutes of my life listening to Judas Cradle for all that time.
Yeah. What I loved about it was very powerful vocals, very powerful riffage. Very powerful vocals, great riffage, good production on the CD. I love the production and sort of that dirty sound that I love. And then drums were basic. You know, I wasn't too big on that. But I mean, overall, good songwriting. The only thing I really hated about this, I didn't hate this, but there was too many little intros, I think. But
like, you mean moments in the songs in the beginning where there was no music, it was a build-up?
Too many of those.
See, now the two that I really appreciated was, which one had the Southern intro?
The Art of Mourning, really.
Art of Mourning had that intro with the Southerner, and that was a good intro. And Prelude to Flames is a good intro to the Great.
Only thing I hate about this, freaking 16 minutes of nature.
What about the talking?
Never mind it.
Could have gone without it, but you're all right with it.
Okay, anywho, Willie, if you came up to someone else who listened to metal, would you tell them to buy this, borrow it, or pass on it?
I would tell you to buy it, but edit the last track to 6 minutes.
I would
buy this CD
buy
if you get the chance.
I would say buy it too, because I do think this is a sleeper hit. This is something I do believe most metal fans should have in their music collection.
It's really sad that not more people know about this band. They're really good. Check them out. Check out that other band you were talking about, Corrosion
of Conformity. Other bands like these guys. If you go on their Spotify page, you'll probably see more bands like them. So, after a final analysis of our grades,
out of 100 points, since there were 10 songs,
well, we graded it, and me and Willie both agree. This gets a B minus.
B minus. I came out to an 82. He came out to an 81.
B minus.
B minus. So it's a
pretty good, really good debut, especially.
Yeah, no album will, not a lot of albums in the world can ever come out to 100%, or at least in mid 90s or up. This one came up to B minus, which is really good for a debut album, and I want to
really
see
one
more
that you can point out, because it's not like any other CD ever.
There's a couple of gems in here that you really should listen to. Listen to the whole album through, and maybe you can find its own meaning, or maybe it doesn't have a meaning. Maybe
and you can hate the ending of Judas Cradle as well. So, for Deep Fried Chicken Productions, please do comment down below in the comment section. Do please subscribe to our channel and our many numerous other channels for all your clucking entertainment. My name's Joey.
And I'm Willie.
Saying peace out, I think, unless...
And we have breaking news!
This is our... what am I calling you, the producer for this episode? We're
Let's
going to call him the producer.
Sure. Let's just say tech
For
guy.
those of you who haven't seen any of our other... This is Alex, yes? Yes, ma'am.
We've got breaking news.
Dude.
We've hit a record of 2 views and 1 subscriber. What do you think?
We have a
Yeah!
subscriber? Who's a subscriber?
Me.
Heck yeah. For Deep Fried Chicken Productions, this is Alex, Willie, I'm Joey. Saying,
Jojo Bear.
Saying, go watch another one of our videos.
Please. And listen to heavy metal.